All right, David, thank you. And this morning, Republican critics believe this prisoner swap is the wrong way to bring Sergeant Bergdahl home. They accuse President Obama of possibly breaking the law and encouraging the seizure of more American hostages. Major Garrett is at the White House, where officials insist they did not negotiate with terrorists. Major, good morning.
Good morning. The White House argues that in a fight against a terrorist organization like the Taliban, the rules are new, and protracted negotiations with a country like Qatar and the Taliban are the only way to win the release of a prisoner of war like Bowe Bergdahl. Two big questions remain, however. Was the price too high? And did the White House violate the law by failing to inform Congress? Sergeant Bowe Bergdahl is free. For the White House, that's reason enough to celebrate.
When we are in battles with terrorists and terrorists take an American prisoner, that prisoner still is a U.S. serviceman or woman. We still have a sacred obligation to bring that person back. We did so, and that's what's to be celebrated.
The U.S. gave up 5 senior Taliban fighters formerly held captive at the military prison in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. They will live in Qatar under close watch, unable to leave the country for 1 year. Arizona Republican Senator John McCain.
These are the hardest of the hardcore. These are the highest high-risk people. It is disturbing that these individuals would have the ability to re-enter the fight, and they are big, high-level people, possibly responsible for the deaths of thousands.
House Intelligence Committee Chairman Mike Rogers.
So many of us are so concerned about what really is a break with U.S. policy of not negotiating with terrorists.
Democrats argued the Bergdahl case is not new.
This was a prisoner of war. It is much different when you're negotiating with the enemy over prisoners of war.
President Obama did not notify Congress about the prisoner swap, even though federal law requires a 30-day notice for Congress to evaluate the risks of releasing terror detainees from Guantanamo.
We had reason to be concerned that this was an urgent and acute situation, that his life could have been at risk. We did not have 30 days to wait, and had we waited and lost him, I don't think anybody would have forgiven the United States government.
The White House has been fighting with Congress for more than a year over its flexibility to release Guantanamo Bay prisoners. In part, that conversation was to give it more flexibility in the Bergdahl case. In the end, the president decided not to negotiate a new law, but decided he had the authority himself to act alone. Charlie?